Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Hey, it's Cutter. Something's going on with the OTT desk. It's happened before, but I forgot the cause. Basically, I can't see. I think that we don't have control, if that makes sense. The OTT desk, like I can't see my own feed, so none of the audio is going out. So maybe the switch isn't flipped back in the studio or control. I mean, yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, do you know where that switch is in the control room? All right, yeah. If you wouldn't mind just checking that. Yeah, like I've already started the stream. I didn't realize. So we're like in a stream now. So if you wouldn't mind, you can even just go back there and I'll just keep an eye on the feed on my end. Alrighty. Alrighty, thank you. Mic check one. Hey there, folks. Thank you for sticking with us, standing by as we work to resolve the technical issue that we were experiencing just a few moments ago. But all is fixed, all is righted, and we are now streaming to you live. News app, the Atlanta News First app, Atlanta News First Alert Weather app. Also, AtlantaNewsFirst.com, Roku, Amazon Fire. We're on Facebook as well, and also on YouTube, Atlanta News First, the YouTube account and the Facebook account. In fact, let's peek on into the Facebook account. Anne Marie, hello to you. We're going to update that feed. May have some new comments coming in, and I want to remind you it's a good place to go if you do have any weather questions, comments, concerns there, or on YouTube. Cha-cha on YouTube. ATL, baby, is what they're saying. Absolutely here to give you that Atlanta forecast as well as the rest of North Georgia. Michael Baxter, good evening to you on Facebook. Parthenia Sanders, wishing you a good evening. And boy, is it foggy. You can probably notice behind me, this is the Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport Skycam. Even just watching this camera over the past 30 to 45 minutes, visibility has really dropped off here. We've had low clouds all day, clouds kind of just above the towers there, blocking out half of the upper halves of the tallest buildings in Midtown and downtown Atlanta. But more recently, that fog now all the way down to the surface, those low clouds all the way down to the ground level, hence now fog. And I think that's in the forecast here for the next several hours into and through portions of the morning commute tomorrow. In fact, here is the latest visibility from Blairsville, where visibility is now at 3 miles, 2 miles at the airport, though I think that will be even lower with the next update from the airport. 5-mile visibility in LaGrange, 7-mile visibility in Canton. Meanwhile, though, Rome, 10-mile visibility, Carrollton, 10-mile visibility, Griffin, Covington, Athens, Gainesville as well, not having any visibility issues, meaning that, you can see for about 10 miles or so, which is your maximum visibility, though I do think those numbers will drop. Fog becomes a little bit more widespread overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, and that's kind of the first thing we'll talk about as far as the weather is concerned. But if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, the Atlanta News First accounts on both of those respective social media platforms, you may have noticed the text with this post, with this stream, talking about weather returning midweek. We're still tracking some showers out there this evening, but much wetter weather, a risk of heavy rain midweek. And then behind that, we are going to have probably some of the chilliest air we've had so far this season, and cold air could last all the way into and through the immediate kind of Christmas time frame on through the holiday. So let's start with radar. Again, we're going to backtrack here a bit, talk about this evening, and then we'll jump ahead to tomorrow and that midweek storm system. But first, we do still have some rain to talk about this evening. If you're watching from Coweta County, maybe the Noonan area, seeing a little bit of rain. Fayette County, Peachtree Cities have seen a shower push through the past 30 minutes. McDonough, you are also seeing light rain move back in. LaGrange, Troup County on down to Lindale, just out of the Atlanta News First viewing area, down to Thomaston, Georgia, the extreme southern portion of the viewing area, and on into the Macon area. Light showers moving through. This rain is going to continue to push to the south and to the east. It is Randolph County in Alabama that is currently seeing some of that rain, especially the southwestern portion of the county just to the south of Folsom. And this shower, too, will be pushing off to the south and east. So the Texas community, kind of the southern half of Heard County on down to the Troup County, LaGrange. More light to moderate rain on the way. In fact, I'm going to zoom down in. We actually do have some heavier rain between LaGrange and Pine Mountain on 185, again, south of 85, the interstate there, and US 27 going to Pine Mountain, Georgia. That is where we have some briefly heavier rain. No flooding concerns with this, but this is a puddle maker. Could have a little bit of ponding on the shoulders of the roadways, maybe the poorly draining areas, the typical trouble spots could have just a little bit of ponding out there in this type of a rain, especially after you have already been dealing with rain for the past few hours at that particular spot. And really, much of the afternoon, North Georgia and Metro Atlanta, we have had wet weather moving through. And there is some more on the way, but as I pull up the forecast model here, you'll notice that rain does continue to taper off overnight tonight. Here is a forecast model, what radar and satellite may look like. What you were just looking at was actual radar, where it is actually raining. This map right here, though, is a forecast, and this is what radar may look like for the rest of the evening overnight tonight. Notice how it's doing a pretty good job showing rain roughly along and south of Interstate 20. And as we get into 11 p.m. midnight, 1 a.m., pretty quiet except for Randolph County, Alabama, near Weedawee on down to Troup and Heard counties in Georgia. Temperatures low to mid-50s. Could see a few lingering showers down there, possibly even into the morning commute tomorrow. So if you leave LaGrange, you drive to Atlanta, or if you live in Atlanta and you commute down to LaGrange, down 85 for your morning trek, you could encounter a couple of showers tomorrow morning. Griffin, the same story. It's brief, but that chance is technically there south of Atlanta proper early tomorrow morning, and then we're done with it. I think more clouds than anything else tomorrow, but there could be a peak or two of sunshine as we get into tomorrow kind of afternoon, really up in the mountains. So the higher elevations of far north Georgia actually having the greatest chance of breaking out of some of the clouds tomorrow. So Dalton, Georgia, Blairsville, Clayton, Ellijay, Helen, Ivy Log, those communities up at the tippity top of the state. Could see a peak or two of sun, and then as we go into our Tuesday morning, more of the same, patchy fog, drizzle. We wake up to 40s, not all that cold. But temperatures don't warm up very much Tuesday afternoon either, staying in the 40s in North Georgia and low to mid 50s Atlanta and points south and west. So a chilly Tuesday is in the forecast, and really a chilly Monday. I know the mornings aren't cold, but temperatures are basically stagnant. They cool only a few degrees at night, and they only warm a few degrees during the day. So tomorrow afternoon in Atlanta, 59. Gainesville 58, Athens 57, Rome 61, 60 in Noonan. So a couple of spots cracking 60 degrees tomorrow afternoon in Rome and Noonan. Those are going to be the favored warmer areas. Also the areas that may see a peak or two of sun. Notice Rome 61, Gainesville 58. It's those northern communities, northwestern areas as well that do have the greatest chance of seeing a little bit of sunshine. But I don't want you to think that it's going to be a completely sunny day. But peaks of sunshine are possible tomorrow afternoon on into tomorrow evening. Hey there, John White. Thanks for watching on Atlanta News First, the Facebook page. Again, peeking in on that particular account. Also, we're live streaming on YouTube, Atlanta News First. That particular account as well. You can subscribe, and you'll be alerted any other time we are live, whether it's with breaking news, continuing coverage of some sort of special event going on in and around North Georgia, and or the first alert forecast, whether it's severe weather or we're just talking about rain, which in this forecast we are. In fact, I'm going to pull up a graphic here that kind of spells out the work week as a whole. And here is that day-by-day outline. We have another first alert in the extended forecast. Monday, mostly dry, aside from that isolated chance of rain early in the day. But Tuesday, I think we're driest. Might even see a little bit more sunshine on our Tuesday, especially east and northeast of the city of Atlanta. Quickly fades, though, back to clouds and widespread rain. First alert Wednesday. This is in particular Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, Wednesday night, into the wee hours of Thursday morning, possibly into the earliest portion of the Thursday morning commute. And then we'll get some more dry weather Friday, Saturday, possibly a shower Sunday with some really cold air moving in. But really, the only guarantee with that latter weekend and early the following week forecast is that it's going to be cold, and we'll at least have some bouts of cloud cover. But it is possible we could bring some showers back into the forecast, along with the really chilly, cold, kind of wintry temperature setup across much of the southeast, including North Georgia and metro Atlanta. So let's give you a greater snapshot of what it's like out the door tomorrow morning. Around the metro, coolest up in Gwinnett, Sugar Hill 46, Beaufort mid-40s as well, Lawrenceville 47. But 48 Redan, 49 probably Hartsfield Jackson, Atlanta International Airport, 48 McDonough, and then South Fulton, 50 in Palmetto, probably around 50 in the city of South Fulton as well. Expanding that picture with lots of clouds and areas of dense fog tomorrow morning. 52 LaGrange, but 45 in Blairsville. You get the idea. Coolest the further north and west, or north and east rather, you go. So coolest up in the mountains, mildest, though still worthy of a light jacket, still above average though by our local standards down in LaGrange, Troup, and Heard counties. And then tomorrow afternoon we will be warming it up. We'll roll through that hour by hour one more time in case you did miss it. Again, we'll start tomorrow morning. Here we are, 7 a.m. Could be an isolated shower or two with those lower 50s, 7 a.m. south of the city of Atlanta. Here we are by noon, lots of clouds, but notice a couple of areas trying to break out into a little bit of sun, and that's where you see the clearing of these bright whites and grays up in the mountains of North Georgia. I think that's where the chance of sunshine is going to be greatest, though forecast models also suggesting portions of East Alabama may try to break out of some of these clouds too, but just remember, it's going to be a battle and more clouds than anything else. into and through tomorrow afternoon. Now, we could have some more drizzle, patchy dense fog developing late tomorrow night into early Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon. Actually forecast to be chillier with another push of chilly air kind of sliding down the Appalachians to the south and west. So notice Gainesville only 50, 48 Canton, 50 in Atlanta, 56 though LaGrange, 55 in Wedowee, Alabama. This is 4 o'clock Tuesday afternoon, so typically one of the warmer portions of the day, but it is chilly on our Tuesday, and we do have more chilly air in that first alert forecast. Here's a look at high temperatures in Atlanta for the next 7 days. 59 Monday, 53 Tuesday, 54 Wednesday, 57 Thursday, and then sharply cooler. We're back in the 40s this weekend. That is in Atlanta, probably even colder. In fact, it will be colder up in the mountains of north and northeast Georgia. And that comes with some chilly overnights too, and the chance that, hey, maybe we have some moisture lingering in that first alert forecast. That 20% chance of rain Sunday. You know, we'll be fine-tuning that forecast. May not have any moisture, but it will be colder this weekend, and even more uncertainty as we get into the early and middle portion of the following week. We'll keep the cold air, but do we keep the storm track active? Do we keep the storms coming through as that cold air remains in place? That is yet to be kind of carved into stone. A lot of uncertainty in that forecast as we get into the middle and latter portion of next week. You know, that's beyond this weekend, and already this weekend there's some uncertainty in that forecast. We can guarantee the cold, know that that's coming, no real doubt in that forecast. But how much cloud cover do we see with the cold? Do we see any moisture hanging around as the cold air filters southward and filters into North Georgia? That's kind of the question and what we're still working to figure out. But of course, before the cold air, we do have a lot of rain to deal with. Notice the only first alert on that 7-day forecast. It is Wednesday. A wet afternoon into evening will pull Wednesday out of that 7-day forecast. And here's a snapshot of 4 p.m. Right as the evening commute Wednesday gets underway, notice how rain is forecast to be widespread, but parts of North Georgia, south and east of Metro Atlanta, even at 4 p.m. still dry. So this is looking like mainly an afternoon into evening, probably a peak rain chance Wednesday night into the wee hours of Thursday morning sort of scenario. So Wednesday morning may actually be okay. Could be a few showers around, some drizzle, lots of clouds, but the heaviest of the rain, that risk of some rumbles of thunder and maybe a few downpours, probably not peaking until Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Hence the damp start written on Thursday. Only a 30% chance of rain, though. I think after about 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, we're dry. And we'll break out into a little bit of sunshine, and then that colder air starts taking over, filtering back in. 39 Friday morning, 36 Saturday morning, 37 Sunday morning. And keep in mind, there is still some uncertainty in that forecast, and some data is even colder than that. So we'll be watching the forecast here pretty closely and keeping you updated. All right, checking out that Atlanta News First Facebook feed right now. Carlson Hatcher, good evening, Atlanta News First. Cutter, thank you. That means a lot there, Carlson. Thanks for watching. And a reminder, you can always reach out to me on Facebook, CUTTERMARTIN. Also, you can find any member of the First Alert Weather team: Ella Dorsey, Rodney Harris, Courtney Jacobazzi, Jennifer Valdez, Fred Campagna, all working here to keep you updated on social media. We'll continue to monitor the situation here as we track not only colder air but rain chances, several of them over the next couple of weeks, and what could end up being a pretty cold and stormy weather pattern developing across the next 10 days and over the southeast. That's a 7-day glimpse for you. But we do have that 10-day forecast available at atlantanewsfirst.com/weather. Again, here is a look at the web page forecast clip from the newscast earlier. Scroll down just below that and below current conditions. And here is that 10-day forecast. And notice all the way into Christmas week, Tuesday, December 20th, it is cold, it is mostly cloudy. And there's a possibility we could have a storm system or two kind of roaming the southern plains, the Mississippi River Valley, maybe the Gulf Coast and the southeast. So there is uncertainty there, but I will say the weather pattern, just looking at the general signal, and training as a meteorologist, the team has been talking about a switch to some colder, maybe more unsettled weather as we get a little bit closer to Christmas week. So something to watch, not something that we're sure of as far as specific impacts, but something we'll be watching here pretty closely. And you can always be the one to get the first alert, and that is going to be a good way to get those alerts will be in the Atlanta News First Alert Weather app. Again, just search ANF First Alert Weather. It's an orange application. And once you have it there, we use it in a variety of ways. You can get a lot from it. Video updates from the team at the top. And that's one way to get updates, whether we're talking about something tonight, tomorrow, or looking way down the line into that extended forecast, as well as current conditions. You know, you can see where it's raining at any time, future radar, past radar, current conditions, all right there. And you can actually, without even looking at radar, know when it's about to rain or about to start raining harder in your neighborhood, because as long as you hit follow me in the app and you have your location settings set correctly, it will literally ping you. It'll alert you and buzz you to let you know that either rain or heavier rain is moving into your area. So it's a good tool to have, especially with the weather a little bit on the busy side, and more of that busy weather in the extended forecast. Big time rain Wednesday afternoon, evening, night into the wee hours of Thursday morning, and then we're back to drier but much colder weather into the weekend, and that cold weather may last through Christmas, but we have some details to iron out. We'll be keeping you updated right here. Streaming platforms, also AtlantaNewsFirst.com, the Atlanta News First app, First Alert Weather app, keeping you updated on all platforms. And a reminder, we're back on TV here in just a little bit, actually, 9 p.m. We'll have a 10 o'clock hour, some of that new evening data coming in, and time for the 11 o'clock newscast as well on Atlanta News First. So I encourage you to keep watching and to be on the lookout for those evening newscasts, but we will be updating the weather app as well in case you're on the go or you can't stay up for that 11 o'clock newscast. We'll leave you with a foggy picture of Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Low visibility fog already, probably some into tomorrow morning. Again, latest First Alert forecast starting in about 30 minutes on Atlanta News First.